everybody, this is Dave Nasty with NextLevelGuitar.com, and today what we're going to talk about is the style of slash. So many good things that we can accomplish with this one, right? We've got our Les Paul, we've got our tone knob rolled off, we're on our front pickup, we've got our wah-wah kicking, we're ready to go. Everybody, please click on that link that you see below. I'm pointing right to it. If you want a video that is not available on YouTube, a free lesson, a free video lesson not available on YouTube, you click on that link. It comes with a coinciding ebook of a bunch of different scales and chords and information. And again, it's something that's not available on YouTube, and all you got to do is just click on that link below. So let's talk about this a little bit. What we've got to do is establish where we're going to play this. We're using a jam track here that's actually available at Next Level, which is a great track in the key of G. It's just got a G chord, a D chord, a C chord, and an E minor chord. Really, really simple, but strong and characteristic for this style and a great way to explain it. So I'm going to be playing an E minor pentatonic over it, so let me just go ahead and map this out really quick. This is going to be my scale shape. Okay, so just for the sake of argument here, I'm going to put my tone knob all the way back up again and listen to the difference in the sound. Still got that really warm sound because of the pickup that I'm using, but when I roll this off, you get an extra sense of kind of bite to your notes, and at the same time, they sing kind of that much more, and that's really, really indicative of his style. So some of the playing that we're going to do here is very traditional in blues context, right? We're talking about a guitar player that's very heavily rooted in blues music. But there's different elements of it that are really, really neat. A lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs and ways that we can kind of pick some of these approaches. So let's just dive right on in and talk about some simple things. The first thing that I'm going to do, and I'm going to actually put my wah-wah on this so it even adds that much more of an effect. I'm going to filter the wah-wah slowly over it. This is my lick. So notice the fingerings that I'm using there. Slightly different than some of your typical kind of shred guitar type fingerings where you might think of where you're a little bit more aggressive and kind of attacking it, you know, in a bit quicker motion. This is really, really slow and laid back. And we're going to apply some of the blues scale and some different sliding and things like that in there. So again, this lick looks just like this. Coming out of that, you can do tons of great things. You can do this kind of motion. Really, really nice, has good resolution to it, strong vibrato. I just went like this, 15, 12, flat 5 right there on my 15, third string, slid into 14 there. Use my first finger to make sure that I've got that long, swooping vibrato. Talking about a guitar player that has an amazing sense of tone and a very distinctive vibrato. And that's pretty important. Sometimes I think what's interesting about Slash is maybe in between phrases, he'll hold out a note with a lot of vibrato as he's kind of maybe preparing or thinking of the next thing. And in this particular case, this is a good example. So we have... Now, you can hear the subtle difference here with the wah-wah. Let me just play this without the wah-wah. Now with the wah-wah. It's ever so slight, but really, really important. A lot of times players will just leave the wah-wah pinned kind of towards the front or almost open. You might even be able to hear it kind of filtering through the microphone. But it gives a different tone to the lead play altogether. So this is just a couple of characteristics that are very, very Slash and important. We've got the tone knob rolled off. That's one. Now, if you don't have a Les Paul, hey, that's okay. I don't have one either. The idea of it is basically you want to think we're utilizing humbuckers here, right? And this is a strong humbucker kind of a sound. If you've got a Strat style guitar where you're using single coil pickups, you can still switch to that front pickup. If you've got different pedals, perhaps you have a tube screamer or an overdrive, you can roll the tone off on your tube screamer, put the gain all the way up, and control your output level. That'll help boost your signal a little bit to give it some of that warmth and ability to sustain. You can also try different things where you have the output on your pedal all the way up and your gain all the way off, and you can use the tone to kind of brighten things up a little bit. These are just subtleties that are really, really important to the overall sound. So getting back to some more of the licks, here's some other really cool things that we can do. Really, really fun lick to play. I've got kind of an economy motion going on with my right hand. I'm going down, down, up with a pull off. People have done this lick in a couple of different ways over the years. You've seen it this way. What I'm doing differently is I'm doing an upstroke and then I'm doing a downstroke on my A here. So I have, and starting the lick from the B string. Listen to the difference now when I do two downstrokes. There's a pretty cool slash-oriented kind of a lick, right? Got a nice rolling effect. Let's check out what it is. I'm using the blues scale, which the blues scale looks like this. And I'm gonna roll with my first finger, middle finger, and third finger. Sounds kind of weird when you play it in that kind of a context, but what you can do is add some different notes to it where we might go in the middle of it. Now what that is, really quick, I'm going on a downstroke with my E, upstroke on F sharp, putting that into here, when you bend that last note for a sense of resolution, it sounds really, really great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick up this jam track and I'm going to play along to the track and we're going to see what happens. We're going to kind of think about Slash and some of the styles and some of the things that he does, and I'll talk about some things and break it down as we go, but I want you to kind of jam this out with me here a little bit and see what it feels like. So again, we are in the key of E minor or G major, and our chords are really, really simple. We have a G, we have a D, we have an E minor and a C. And we're going to go ahead and jam this out and play over it, and then I'll play some chords at the end, and you can solo right along with me as we fade out this video here. So let's go ahead and play a little bit and talk about what happens. Wait for it. Keep waiting. There it is. Bends. Using the scale as a sense of melody, grabbing some of those different notes within the scale to mix with your pentatonic scale. We've got a real relaxed kind of flow to what we're playing, and it's a crucial part of his style. So everybody, I gotta say, check out the website. We've got tons of good information on that website. This is our first installment where we're just kind of getting introduced into this style of Slash. We're playing an E minor pentatonic with our Aeolian scale over a simple progression. check out these jam tracks at the website. They're perfect for working out all these style lessons that we keep giving you here at the site. So I'm going to play ourselves out. I appreciate it. Really, really do. Go to the website, everybody. I'll see you next time.